Well, my focus has always been, as you know, I had my journey from east to west. As a young man, I came to America. I want to learn everything about the West. But I was so interested in the culture, music, arts, and dance, which was so different from my upbringing. And I just dived right in. I want to learn everything. I want to become as involved with Western culture, heritage as possible. And when I reached a height, when I was becoming a modern dancer, and I realized a modern dancer may be so American, so Western, but what made me special was my Chinese heritage. So there's no way I can become Western without totally embrace my own true nature, which was a Chinese man, Chinese artist, embracing Western culture. So the East-West cultural synthesis was the focus. I want to find the balance. I want to use my Eastern philosophy, Eastern heritage, my Asian Chinese sensitivity and sensibility about the arts, and to match with the Western expressiveness, which brought me out as a Chinese through modern dance. I often tell people I'm not a typical Chinese. Most people think Asians are much more reserved, much more subtle and inscrutable. I was always more westernized as far as expression. So when I came to America, the Western dance and theater fits me. I was lucky. I immediately had a chance to express myself through modern dance. And all my earlier fantasy idols, I mentioned MGM movie musicals, Gene Kelly, Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers, and eventually I met them. I was able to face-to-face with these early idols. And one of my breakthroughs, as I mentioned to you, was Sammy Davis Jr. And he tapped me to go on tour with him when I was an architect. I gave up my architecture job to go on tour with Sammy Davis for 7 weeks. And that was a big detour, but it was a wonderful breakthrough. And I realized I need to really follow what really is in my heart. And dance was then, performing was it. Broadway and movies and the opportunity came, I just embraced it. And didn't mean I leave my other background, but eventually everything curves around. By the time I was teaching, I was having my dance company, I was already coming together with my East and West culture synthesis. I think the timing also was good for me because in the West, during the 60s when I was evolving, the Western culture was also embracing Indian culture, Chinese culture, Zen Buddhism, the so-called early human potential movement, the flower children. We want to integrate. And my background was at the right time, right place. Suddenly, I became an instant guru. What I could do was useful. People were interested. My kind of sensibilities and about my theme in this concept. We were just thinking of our mutual friend Zhou Wenzhong piece here. This piece called Phantom Landscape was opening with the Tai Chi, early morning Tai Chi. And then I used Chinese opera, Chinese theater. I used modern dance, impressive. I used Chinese mythology. I used Taoist paradox of the butterfly dreams. I used my themes. I also had a very modern piece, completely westernized, wonderfully expressive, by Bruno Maderna. It was about a dream escape. And I had a spoof and on a samurai slaying the dragon and making the Western idea of slaying the dragon and Chinese embracing the dragon as a paradox. So I found a little niche. I found a way I could make myself unique and special and honest. I think that's what helped me to become who I was, who I am.